digital equity and giving away 400 laptops that we have. I don't know if we still have 400 because since they announced it, there may have been a few that have gone out the door. But that's a significant opportunity for people who meet the requirements and qualifications to get themselves connected to the internet and the network where everything, it seems like, ends up being offered or being available in educational opportunities and training. And so we really encourage the community to look at our website, look at those qualifications that are necessary, and make it a real effort to come and get these computers so that you can put them to work for yourself, your family, and make yourself connected with the rest of the world, really, when it comes to computers. So 400 computers, laptops, and they're free, no charge, but just meet the qualifications, and we really hope that you're able to get down here and help us get those distributed in the community. I have a phone number here that you can call. It's the Community Engagement Division at 785-368-3098. And even if you get a voicemail, leave a message, leave your name, phone number, so that they can call you back and get you connected with this program. So I really encourage you to do so. Another thing that's coming up is the 4th of July, obviously. And we do have the tents already up. And I know people are out buying fireworks for the holiday. I just want to remind you of the current ordinance requirements with regards to firing fireworks in the city, because I've heard them already. And the discharge of fireworks is lawful in the city of Topeka on July the 3rd from the hours of 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and July 4th from 10 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Discharge of any other day or during any other times is unlawful in the city of Topeka. And I know the temptation is there. Everybody gets together with family and friends and they want to shoot off their fireworks. But it does cause a lot of discomfort for some of our residents in the city and their pets as well. So let's be as considerate as we can about the noise and the time limits. Enjoy the holiday, be safe for the holiday, but really respect those times and restrictions. One of the things that has come up recently is the incidents of shootings in the city of Topeka and some of the homicides that have occurred. Chief Wheelis has done an excellent job of keeping the public informed. The department has done well with regards to their investigations. And of the, I think of the 18 homicides reported, 14 of them have identified suspects in those investigations. But there are still some outstanding cases that he has asked the community to help him with. And in doing so, they came up with a public service announcement asking for information that you could share on 4 of the unsolved homicides. Now, it's been put on Facebook, and I've looked at it. He asked for myself, Councilwoman Ortiz, Councilwoman Hiller, and Councilman Duncan to participate as well. And we were pleased to be able to help. We know we can get these people identified and these cases solved, but it always requires a collaborative effort between the department and the community and what it knows and it can share with the department. There is a Crime Stoppers number that you can call. It is at 785-234-007. And you can report anonymously to the Topeka Police Department, or you can call them directly at 785-368-9551. I'm going to repeat that Crime Stoppers number because that's the anonymous line that you can use, and if people feel uncomfortable, this is the one that they can use to give the information that could help us solve these crimes. And that's 785-234-0007. And if you're a Facebook user, and a lot of us are, look for that link and you'll be able to see the public service announcement that has been put on there with myself and the council members asking for your assistance to help the chief and the department. City manager, there's a couple things in here that I know that you wanted to kind of speak to, so if you would go right ahead.
So thank you, Mayor. First thing I want to talk about is what my role is as acting city manager. The council asked me to come on and assure continuity during this time and to help keep projects moving forward and to get out and know the community and work closely with the department directors and keep Topeka moving as we go down the road and as we continue to improve the community. Let's talk about the hotel though. I can tell you this, what I know after being here, we didn't set out to buy a motel or to own a hotel in the long term. But truth of the matter is, the city has the hotel now. We're working through different options. There'll be an RFP and a RFB out. And both of those are necessary because we can't sit here and just be on the tip of an abyss and not work to get the hotel back into working order, so to speak. We're going to be looking for professional services to help us inventory the asset that we have and to help us talk about what upgrades we have. And our intention is to get this hotel into somebody else's hands that knows how to run a hotel. Cities don't run hotels. That's not the best business we do. But if I'm a citizen, why is the city involved in this? City's involved with this because you have an expo center and you have the manor out there, which are owned by the county, and that hotel is critical to the success of those two buildings out there to bring conferences in, to bring conventions in, so people can hold weddings and wedding receptions and all those things that a five-star hotel will do for the community. So it is important to the entire county that we find the right company to match up with and we do the right things to preserve that hotel for this community.
Well, thank you, City Manager, and I think you make a real good point. When the city moved to be a participant in the auction, it was clear to us that we had an opportunity that sometimes we don't always get, and that is to take some control of an asset that we have in our city. When there was the auction for West Ridge Mall, there was little that we were able to participate in at that time, and the result wasn't one that we had hoped for. And we want to avoid having buildings that aren't being utilized to their full potential and bringing people from outside of Topeka to see what we have and take advantage of the restaurants and the retails that we have, and all of those things combined help us bring population and tax dollars to the city. And those tax dollars are necessary for us to do the things that people ask for on a regular basis, like filling the potholes. Those potholes get filled through tax dollars. And the more that we can generate and the more that we can help bring some relief and possibly to property tax through the sales tax, that is important for us to pursue. So we have to have control of what we're doing. And I think for us, for a long time, we have had a mindset of not being able to move forward from where we are. But right now, we really have a mindset of success. And once we've been able to accomplish that and really practice that in all that we do, including this potential purchase, because I think accurately, it's not ours until the court approves it. We are the highest bidder, but we still have to be approved by the court. But I don't anticipate an issue there, but we're not waiting for that to happen. Like the acting city manager has said, we're reaching out to those responsible parties who have the experience to help us manage the asset, because there are people there working still. There are people booking rooms there. I keep driving by it and I see cars in the parking lot, which is great. That means it's still being utilized. We want to keep it in operation as much as we can, but we do need to update it. And that's where we're looking for that expertise to come and help us. So for people who have been arguing or saying that, why would the city want to run in a hotel? We don't want to run a hotel. We have to protect an asset that the community has so that we can find those people who are capable of running a hotel to do it in an effective and efficient way. So I just want to make sure people try to get that message. We're not in the business of running hotels, but we are in the business of protecting assets for the city of Topeka. And go ahead.
So if I may, Mayor, I want to talk about homelessness for a minute. As the city has a facilitator and they've engaged a coach, to have a long-term discussion, develop a long-term strategy on addressing homelessness. Now that really sounds kind of pretty cold, but in the sense that homelessness is a very emotional issue. And what I will tell you is, number one, there are a lot of groups trying to figure out what the best way is to help our homeless, and they are homeless, okay? And it's trying to get all those people to the table, trying to get conversations. I'm having conversations with the mayor, with governing body members, with other groups outside, trying to develop a strategy. And people say, why? People say people that are homeless want to be homeless. Well, I will tell you that's not necessarily true. There are many different reasons for people being homeless. But one of the main reasons are mental health, and that's why it's important that we have our mental health providers involved. And I would say to the community, what I have found out over the years is that these are our people. These are our brothers, they're our sisters, they're our mothers, they're our fathers, and any one of us can be one step away from being homeless for a number of different reasons. So I realize it's frustrating. It's frustrating to the neighborhoods. We had a neighborhood at the governing body meeting last week that is experiencing issues with homeless. And I would just tell you that the entire city is trying to do their best with their partners to try and bring some order to the situation.
Well, I appreciate your comments, Richard. And this kind of comes along with the hotel discussion, is that there are a lot of circulating opinions, and some of them more rumor than opinion, about what is happening in the city with regards to the hotel. I think we spoke to that, and to the homeless issue. There is, it seems like, an assumption by a part of the community that decisions have been made as to what steps forward we will take with regards to shelters, and that's just not the case. Ongoing discussions have been helpful in trying to decide if that's a direction that will help the city. And that's the thing that I think we need to keep in focus. What are we doing overall to help the city as a whole? There are certain parts of the town that, yes, are experiencing maybe a higher level of homelessness, but the entire city has been touched by it. So whatever solution we arrive at must affect the whole condition of our city. So let's not get in a hurry to say that we are going to do this or we've decided to do that, because I'm not part of any conversations where I have heard, yes, definitely, this is the direction we are going. Because I think we have to be adaptive in how we approach the problem, and that requires ongoing discussion and input. So if you have that positive input, because that's what we need, the positive, let's hear what is going to help us. And you want to share that, then I know that there are opportunities that are coming up in the community to do that. But keep in mind, no decisions have been made. No predetermined outcome has been determined by the governing body. Because this is an entire governing body issue, not any one single district, but an entire governing body issue. And I can assure you that each of the sitting governing body members right now have their perspective on the topic and want to be heard as well. So keep that in mind when we're talking about these issues. Don't get out in front of it suggesting that decisions have been made when none of them have been. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Richard. Anything further that we haven't touched yet on? I think we got just about to all those high points that we had. So if there isn't anything else, we'll take questions.
Do we know yet when Steve Wade's coming back?
I'll leave that to the acting city manager.
Well, Mr. Wade is on a leave of absence, and that is, I believe he put himself on that, right?
He requested.
So I believe those are discussions that are best addressed, that are between the governing body and between the city attorney, who is also involved. And we need to respect that Steve voluntarily put himself on a leave of absence. And I would just tell you that there are a lot of pressures to this job, and there's a lot of reasons for it, and I would ask people not to speculate what those reasons are. But I am here to help keep the city moving forward until the council works through that issue with their city manager.
A request for proposals is being put out for the city regarding the hotel. What's the difference between that and a request for bids?
Well, here's what I can tell you. The proposal generally addresses professional services. Sometimes it can be getting bidders qualified. Sometimes it can be just finding out on the market out there who you want to help oversee when you do the upgrades. The request for bidders, we generally put out when we get to the construction area and try and get an idea of what it's going to take to do the construction and what their expertise is. Because you can't necessarily, what you want to make sure is whatever project you're doing, that you get the most qualified bidders and you get the most qualified professionals like engineers to advise you that understand the hospitality industry. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right.
I was just curious if you guys could comment why the city is still paying Mr. Wade when his contract and the city personnel manual says a leave of absence would be unpaid.
Let the city manager in.
Well, he is on what's called, and I'm going to tell you that eventually you probably need to go talk to the city attorney about that. But what I will tell you is that when you're on a leave of absence, it's not unusual to continue to pay somebody when they're on a leave of absence.
Well, I understand that it might not be unusual, but if it's like explicitly stated in both the personnel manual and his contract that he won't be paid.
So I'm just not going to address any more on that. I'm not the person to talk to about Mr. Wade's situation.
Okay. Further questions? Seeing none, I thank you for listening and tuning in, and thank you for the questions that were offered. again, be safe over the holidays, and have a great summer. Thank you very much.